Okay, so with the Harriet Tubman, it was the same thing that and again, I'm writing a book about this because it's just such a miraculous story. The week before George Floyd died was just a terrible week for me, and many of us. It was a whole bunch of weird things. Like I had several racist incidents. This guy was like stalking my friend. We were unloading our car, and a lady told my sister and I, asked us if we were breaking burglaries, and it was like the weirdest week ever. And I remember I also had a dream about Harriet, and she came, and I was on a dark road, and I was running, and I was just terrified. I had so much fear that week. There was just a buildup to something in the field. As an empath, I can feel things before they happen sometimes. I don't always understand. Like I'll get ill right before something will happen with a family member. It's just kind of how I process energy. So that week, I just kept feeling this ominous feeling. I was like, ah, and I was trying to find a place to live. I was at an Airbnb, so that wasn't going well. I was looking for a place to rent, and so I was in this transition mode. And then, so like a few days before, this beautiful dream that was both a terrifying nightmare and exciting. I was on this dark road, and we were being chased, and I'm quite sure it was like the Ku Klux Klan, and that probably was in my psyche from watching, from all the murders of Black men. So this deep fear and sorrow was upon my heart. I just was so upset about so many things related to Black Lives Matter. And then, so Harriet was leading me. I was grabbing onto the back of her dress, and somehow I knew it was Harriet Tubman. I was like, wait, this is Harriet Tubman. And I was just like, I couldn't see anything. She was like, hold on. And I was grabbing on, and she was running, and it was like this dark road, and it felt like horses and things and cars, or I don't know what, but I felt in danger. So she said, I'm going to get you out. And then pretty much from that moment on, I have felt Harriet Tubman's spirit with me pretty much nonstop. Every single day. So then I said, you know what? I'm going to do a class called the Dharma of Harriet Tubman, a 5-week class. I'll produce it myself. I had finally got a place. It was like maybe less than 10 days after that dream, I started doing the Dharma of Harriet Tubman course. 5 weeks, Sunday mornings. I put it on Eventbrite, had a friend make a flyer. I had no idea anyone would be interested. That flyer kind of went, everyone started forwarding it. I sold 689 tickets. That one event raised $50,000 out of the blue. I was like, wow. And then I had ordered all these books about Harriet Tubman. And so I was like, because I needed, was going to be weaving in Dharma with the Underground Railroad. So I have all this stuff going on. So then during the class, my publisher, the vice president of Hay House, is on the call just because she's passionate about, like, I want to know about Harriet. So she sees the class, and then she goes, you got to write a book. So then they send me this huge book deal. So I'm like, oh my God, me and you, Harriet. So every day I feel like Harriet. I have these sessions with Harriet where I'm writing. And Harriet, I feel like, okay, Harriet, me and you. And she's like, this is your task. And what Harriet wants to bring into 2020 is the strength and the courage to stand up, find your voice, speak out. Don't follow what everyone tells you. The programming is delusional. Also, like, women, this little frail Black woman was so powerful. I believe was like a real prophet, was channeling a higher consciousness. And I'm trying to write what that means in this modern time. But there's also a lot of Christian overlap, right? Because that was the world at the time that slaves had. They had this huge connection to Moses and these, and all of them. And so I'm in that field with you all too, the ones that are like, how do we bridge that a little bit? So I'm in Harriet land. So my manuscript is due December 1st, and it'll come out next year, probably August, September. And it'll be called the Dharma of Harriet Tubman and Voices for the Underground. something like that tagline. But so I've also, and people have been writing me all over saying, oh my God, my daughter, she's only 5. She's obsessed with Harriet Tubman. And these are like white families, you know. I'm like, your daughter's obsessed about Harriet. She's like, I don't know. She's just completely, I've been buying her books, and there's all these books appearing about Harriet and Underground Railroad, books that I'm trying to find that aren't even coming out till the end of this year. I'm like, I need that book. When is that out? I look on Amazon. Oh, it's not even coming out to November. So see things rise in consciousness at the right moment, when evolution, like we need a figure like that right now. We do. And Harriet's life is so unknown. Even the movie only gave the first part of her life. She was in the military. She was the first woman in a battle. You know, there's so much more Harriet did. That was like one chapter. So I'm excited to tell the whole story about her. And a lot of it was she was willing to die to be free and to live her own life and to speak out. So a lot of it is going to be about that, finding your voice, finding who are you and where's your courage? Because I do think we're going to have to all become very courageous in the next year. And we are going to have to denounce greed, hatred, and delusion. It's going to come knocking on the door. And where do we stand? Right? And as Buddhist teachers, we have to be making a stance. You know, even though we might feel like, well, I don't know what to say. We have to figure out what to say, right? We have to lead, not only figure out what to say, but lead, you know? So Harriet's teaching me how to be a conductor. I say that loosely because I could never do what she did, but some kind of conductor of love, of peace, of her message for this new generation, and a generation of people all over the world that feel like, you know, they're born a beaten down slave, you know, and in some way a slave to their family, a slave, you know, that energy of a deep oppression rising. So I love those stories. I mean, fierce hearts. Harriet, oh my God, doesn't get much bigger than that. So that's my task. I say task because Harriet's like, this is your task to finish this. We get this done. I'm like, yes, ma'am. So that's my journey with Harriet Tubman right now. I could say a lot more, but I'll wait. I'll be giving a whole series of talks about this whole journey I'm on, probably when I'm done with the book and I can actually process this kind of interaction with this great spirit that I'm having, you know?